Hey, what is up, you guys? It's Silver Fang, and today I'm back with another stream. So this one is gonna be a little bit of a weird one because, as you got the guys that were here last time that I did Face Strange Fake know that we had a little bit of an issue with the website that I was reading the chapter on. So basically, they skipped the chapter. One of you guys did recommend that I use another page. So the page that I'm using now, it's called Manga Park, and apparently the other website that I was using, it skipped a whole bunch of chapters. So if you saw the stream before last, I was covering the assassin fight. So apparently that chapter is cut short on that other website. And when I go to the new website, it looks like I didn't finish that chapter, which is freaking crazy. So now I have to go back and change titles and thumbnails because all the chapter numbers, uh, like after the writer episode, like all those chapter numbers, they are completely wrong. So I have to go back, change all the chapters, titles, and thumbnails, which is gonna be a pain. But I'll probably get it done after the stream. Um, so what I'm gonna be doing today is that I'm gonna cover the stream that I did. I'm gonna cover not the stream. I'm bugging. So let's review the fight, and then once we get to the point, I know exactly where I left off, and then we're gonna finish that fight, and then we'll keep going from there. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to do the chapter that's next. It depends how quickly we get through this. But from what I saw, I'm like halfway through the chapter. So we're gonna go through the fight. Let's see. We're gonna go to the choreography. I'm not gonna read the dialogue because I already know what they say, and then once we get to the part where I left off, then I'll start reading the dialogue. So let's just try to get to this review kind of thing really quickly. So with that being said, before we get started, please do me a favor. Please hit the like button. If you haven't done so, subscribe to the channel because I know you've been here a few times. So if you haven't done so, subscribe. I would really appreciate it. It will help me out a lot. And with that being said, let's go. Let's jump into the chapter. Let's review the fight and let's get it done as quickly as possible so then we can move on to the new stuff. All right. All right. So basically, assassins in the building. She goes in, spots the police captain. She's looking for a master. She's going. Everybody notices a servant's in the building. Again, guys, we're gonna try to get through this as quickly as possible so we can get to the new stuff. All right, so this is funny. So the guy from the church calls him a master, even though he didn't want Assassin to know that he was actually a master. So yeah, like he definitely screwed him over. So Assassin finds him, and then the battle starts. Uh, this girl comes in clutch with the freaking amiable. Almost, well, she she hit Caster, but it was only her cloak. So that was, but yeah, the amiable is pretty much Archer Emiya making his cameo as usual. He I don't know if you guys noticed, but in every Fate series, he Archer Emiya makes a cameo. It's some way somehow he's either subtly mentioned or, well, not just Archer Emiya. It's either Archer Emiya or Shiro. It's either somebody else's named Shiro, or they mention him, or there's a similar character design, or his bow shows up like here. Like he always makes some sort of cameo in every Fate series. So then we got this guy with the sword. She kicks that guy, sends him into the girl. Then we got the guy with a shield. I'm wondering whose shield is that. It has some sort of like a pony, or like a unicorn. I wonder whose shield is that. Probably some future shielder heroic spirit we're gonna get in FGO most likely. But damn, like that blast, bro, is humongous, dude. Like huge blast. That's crazy. I guess the shield is like it absorbs impact and then deflects it or something, or throws it back at you maybe. And then she says, "Is this?" And I'm assuming she's either gonna say, "Is this a noble phantasm?" or she's gonna say, or she knows the shield. But yeah, like she's fighting everybody, like the whole police force. Freaking they all have freaking noble phantasms, which is freaking awesome. So she's pretty much going on against everyone. Oh, he finally gets his sword, and everybody's moving. They all working pretty well together. So they appear to have had substantial training. And then here we go. Assassins uses her first named attack. It says, right, raving shadow flash. There's a huge shadow, and then that's the Medusa style, Medusa's hair thing that she does. Uh, and she's pretty much, she says she's gonna kill everyone. So, by the way, for the guys that are just joining, if you saw last stream, I did have some issues. The basically, to cut the long story short, so the page that I was using skipped the chapter, and this chapter it was missing pages. So I'm reviewing, and then once we get to the part where we left off, I'm gonna start actually reading the chapter, the dialogue, and everything. But right now we're just reviewing the fight because I don't want to start halfway through a chapter. So that's what pretty much we're doing. If you want to see the whole me reading this thing, go to the previous Face Strange Fake stream after this one, and you're gonna see me cover this whole thing that I'm just blitzing through right now. All right, so she's doing the whole hair thing. The guy gets caught. The police captain comes in clutch with the freaking sword. Shishi Song Song. Yeah, this dude's gonna be a badass. This police captain, and if his sword is a good enough noble phantasm, he's gonna be a pretty good threat. So she's doing the whole hair thing. Uh, all right, so he says, "Show me how to defeat the true heroic spirit with the military power outside ordinary limits." I think he summoned something. What was it? All right, so we cut to pretty much Richard and this girl. They're talking about leaving, and Richard does not want to leave her alone. Blah blah blah. We already went through this. We're almost there, guys. We're almost to the part where we left off. All right, so he summoned some sort of creature with that gun thing that he used, which is pretty freaking dope. I think they called that a phantasmal beast. So he summoned like two crazy eyes, crazy dogs thing, mystical beast, I'm assuming. But then he also summoned like a skeleton thing, which that's a crazy ass noble phantasm. I just pretty much called on mystical beasts. The only thing similar to this that we've seen is like Caster from Fate Zero, Bluebeard. But this guy summoned like many different creatures, where Bluebeard was like mostly the same creature, but they changed in sizes. And then we get the second assassin named attack, Iker of Reverie. Iker of Reverie. So this is this attack. It's freaking. It's weird, the mechanics. So it's something. It has something to do with her eyes, right? That creates a sound wave. Her eyes create a sound wave that ordinary people can't hear. Like it's crazy. So okay. So a thing from her eye, she activates an eye power that creates a sound that cannot be heard, that kind of affects magic circuits. So she has that. Like, yeah, yo, when it comes to bag of tricks, bro, she has the biggest bag out of all these servants for damn sure. So yeah, so that thing basically just makes your magic circuits run wild. And then she disappears. It could be a type of mystic eyes, uh, probably, but well, maybe, but mystic guides. If I'm not mistaken, maybe I'm not, because I just recently got into the whole mystic eyes thing. But if I'm correct, mystic eyes cannot be copied unless I'm mistaken. Like, cause all these skills she copied from previous Hassans. So, but if I'm correct, mystic eyes cannot be copied. You either have to be born with them, or maybe have an eye but they cannot be learned. That's what I'm saying. Like, they cannot be learned, or I could be wrong about that. Let me know. So basically, she disappears, goes behind the police captain dude, and with the cursed arm, she tags them. So I'm not sure how that works, but she actually tagged them. So I don't know if you have to directly touch the heart, like the surface above the heart, but she actually tagged them with a cursed arm, and it did nothing. I mean, it basically cut, like it basically grazed him, but it didn't kill him. Like, if anything, I would have thought, like, if you get your head touched with the cursed arm, like, your brain will pop out, just like the heart does, right? But apparently he got grazed. It did nothing. Then she uses another named attack, Saber Fantasy, which I'm not sure what it does, but it's like she just did like some huge explosion for some reason. And then she does, like, so basically she's just in her bag, dude. Like, she's pulling out named attacks after named attacks. Like, it's ridiculous. Assassin is a badass, dude. All right, so this is the page where we left off last time. I think it has to be the chest heart area. Okay, yeah. I figure as much, but I figure, like, I don't think it's just limited to the heart. I think maybe. I mean, the heart is a go-to, I think, but I think, like, if she touches you anywhere where you might have like a vital organ, like, that thing pops out, and then she could just crush it. So I think the heart is just like an easy go-to. All right, so this is where we left off. So she's attacking the dude, And now we can actually start and pick up the chapter. All right. So she attacks. He's like, what the hell is that? Yo, he's having a hard time. I mean, she's a servant. So here is either like he's either going to get a reality check because he's expecting all these police dudes may just kind of to go head to head against servants. And honestly, like Assassin, as badass as she is, she's technically the weakest servant in this. So she's technically the weakest, at least by regular metrics. Like Assassins, when it comes to combat, is the weakest one. So this dude, he's either gonna prove his point right here in this fight, or he's gonna have a big reality check. Like, because he's expecting this mages to go up against servants, and I don't think it's gonna go that well. I don't think it's gonna go as good as he expects. Makes me excited when we'll get to see the other Hassans who possess these abilities. There's so many Hassans, dude. Like, I don't think we're gonna get through all of them. There's just too many. And then imagine, because remember, the Hassans, they're the leader of the assassin cult. So this girl, she's not even a Hassan. She's not. So this girl, she's just an apprentice. I mean, she probably could have become one, but it's like she had like some discrimination against her in the whole society thing. But she's not even a Hassan. So she's just, beneath the Hassan, there's a whole structure of badass assassins. But the Hassans are just the leaders, the ones that became leaders. So like this girl, there's probably a whole bunch of badass assassins in the assassin, because remember, this was like a clan or a cult or a group that went on for like hundreds of years, like 100 years, I think, or something. So like there's a lot of assassins out there. So she attacks with the arm. He cuts the arm. The arm keeps going, so that didn't stop it at all. My intuition is telling me I mustn't allow that arm to catch me. Damn straight. Yo, and by the way, dude, her arm is bigger than the arm of the original cursed arm Hassan. Like, it's way bigger. So I don't know if I don't think she can do it, but she might actually be using two skills at once, because it's either like she's better at it than the cursed arm, like the original cursed arm Hassan. She's either better at it than him, or she's using something else to make her arm even bigger. She might actually be, I don't want to think that she can actually stack the skills on top of each other, because that would be crazy. That will make her way too OP, I think, in my opinion. Your instincts are right, buddy. Like, you do not want that thing touching you. Yo, he's really on the freaking back foot, though. And he's having support. Like, I think this is going to be a huge reality check for this guy if he doesn't die here. Woo! Damn, he almost got caught, dude. I had a hard time reading that panel, dude, but he almost got caught. Yo, he's terrified, dude. I'm not sure if you can see that. Oh shit. Let me get this right. I didn't check this. But this dude is actually terrified, dude. Like, look at that. Like, this man is terrified. This is a huge reality check for him, because this is technically the weakest servant. And with all his backup, with everything, he's having a massive, massive hard time. Ooh, guns. Gunshots. What is that? Another named attack. For real? Inspiration. So basically, she's like some sort of like crystal shield. Dude, she's used. You said, one of you guys said that there's only 19 Hassans. How many powers has she used already? Because she's been in her bag this whole fight. Dude, I'm telling you right now, dude, fighting this girl one on one will be a freaking pain in the ass, bro. With all her freaking abilities, god damn. Which already revealed. It's probably just for looks. Uh, I mean, it could be for looks, but that arm is way bigger. So she might be better than that the cursed arm Hassan, which wouldn't surprise me at all because all the Hassans they have one power. One power. This girl took her faith and her belief in the Assassin's Creed that she mastered all of them. So she's pretty much better than every Hassan that we've seen, with the exception of King Hassan. This is freaking ridiculous. Like, I think she's only second to King Hassan, which became an embodiment of death itself. Like, only second to him. Like, this girl is crazy strong. So we got this girl with a gun. Are you alright, Chief? Powerful ass shots. Could that be the? Is that the gun from? What was his name? Billy the Kid. I think what his name was. I think that's his gun, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe I could be wrong. They stood up. They negated the damage from a direct hit. Just who are they? Oh, they're calling her they, using the proper pronouns. We need to do a little interrogating. Dude, you cannot catch this woman. And by the way, her master, the vampire, he's in the building. He hasn't done anything yet. Dude, this girl gets back up and you're gonna start seeing people die. I'm telling you. That may help us find a way of this situation. What are you talking about? Interrogating who? I'm surprised your master currently isn't hold I'm surprised your master currently isn't holding back on noble phantasms. You just use so many in such quick succession. They must be they must be a mage with a considerable store of magic energy. Please convey to your master and offer to set up a joint front against Gilgamesh. Ooh, an alliance, but she's not taking that. She doesn't even know who her master is. She thinks she killed him. So she doesn't even know who that guy is. And but that's not a bad plan though. Yo, these she's putting these guys through the freaking ringer. You must have noticed yesterday's battle in the desert. The removal of such an unpredictable factor would be a benefit to us both, don't you think? Please ask that of your master. Dude, you have no idea who you're dealing with. I have no master. What? No master? A woman? They're a girl? I have no intentions of serving a mage, nor do I wish for the Holy Grail. Hmm? What exactly is she saying? All right, so let me get through these chats real quick. Um, According to the novel, some of her some what is that Savanias? I'm not sure what that word is. Are weaker than originals. Some are strongest. Ah, I get it. Yeah, I never memorized that word. Uh, yeah, she's definitely her cursed arm is definitely stronger than the original. It's longer and it's bigger. Oops, that's what she said. She was supposed to be the next in line to inherit the title of Old Man of the Mountain. I don't think so because remember in that first well the chapter when she was summoned, they said that or well she said that she was actually being like discriminated against by the members of her own clan because her faith or like was way too much like even for them, like she's in a cult and then her belief in the cult is so big that the members of said cult found her annoying. So like you already know like you got to be pretty committed to join a cult, but then the members of the cult think you're too much. Like so I don't know if they said that she was supposed to be next in line. I don't think they. I'm pretty sure she said she did not get along with pretty much anyone in the assassins cult. Uh, but the elders fear her, seeing their abilities as to the other previous assassins. I bet, dude. Like, dude, this woman is amazing. Billy the Kid's noble phantasm isn't his gun exactly, but rather the act of drawing and shooting with his gun. Okay, I mean, dude, that gun is powerful. So I wonder who that gun's from, cause dude, that gun created freaking craters. It was ridiculous, and she dodged. I mean, she blocked most of it. All right, next page. My regrets. Uh, my great predecessors have been deceived, so I will obliterate it. This Holy Grail war. Oh shoot, she's starting to disappear. Thanks to Zambania's fib- fibro inspiration, my skin is like a demonic realm crystal, and so I took no direct damage. Oh, so her skin, damn, dude, this girl is too much. So her skin is pretty much like armor, but as a side effect, I seem to be rapidly lacking magical energy. If if that bullet had struck deep, my magical energy would have soon been exhausted. Dude, no wonder like this girl has been spamming noble phantasms left and right. I cannot afford to let this fight drag on much longer. Ooh, I think she's going all out. What a foolish thing to say. If you were fighting without a master, you would have already disappeared. Does she have independent action? She might. Because I don't think she ever sealed the pact. So she's definitely not getting mana. Certainly, I felt that something was strange. I have been rushing throughout the city without rest for 2 days, and yet I still haven't disappeared. I had thought because of my immaturity, I haven't been channeling my magical energy into my attacks efficiently. But no, it doesn't matter now. First, I must deal with the enemy in front of me. So she might be getting mana from the dude without knowing it. Cause like even she doesn't know. Like if she did have independent action, I figure she knows. Like she'll be the person to know and be like, okay, my independent action allows me to stay here forever. But she might be indirectly taking mana from the master without knowing it. Yeah, splendid, splendid. This is quite my favorite sort of a mudslinging contest. Oh, I think her master just showed up. From where? Yeah, this dude is coming like from the shadows. I was observing from the outside. Absolutely stupendous. Truly marvelous battle. Though the barrier through the barrier so is easily. Who are you? No, no, bravo, bravo. Don't know what sort of trick you're using to utilize the power of a noble phantasm, but for a human to challenge a heroic spirit, I thought surely you overreached yourselves, but it seems to have been a good match. Yo, I commend them. Dude, they did well, but to be honest, like they were on the back foot the whole time. The whole freaking time. Thought she possessed the skills of one who live in the dark. The stupid and adorable heroic spirit attacks from the front. Yeah, like I thought about that. Like when she first showed up, I would figure like that she was just gonna start assassinating people one by one. Like, dude, this girl is not stealthy at all. For an assassin, she's not stealthy at all. And the vigorous mage who puts his heroic spirit behind him while he takes the front lines. This looks to be quite the spectacle. This dude is definitely eccentric. Okay, so that was that chapter. We got through it relatively quickly because I breezed through half of it. But the next chapter has like 50 pages. So I'm gonna just do this chapter this time and then we'll pick it up next time. But it was a dope ass fight. Not gonna lie. And like this girl, dude, she's amazing. How many attacks did we get through? Cause she might have even more abilities, if I'm being honest. So she went in. That's one. She did something to like mask her presence, something to do with her eyes. So she did that, so that I think so like she could see in the dark and stuff. So she did that. So that's one ability. Let's count these off because I want to see if this girl has anything else up her sleeve, or if she actually used everything. And by the way, I have a sneaking suspicion that even if she did show us everything she has one more thing. So basically, what I think is like she copied all of the abilities of all the previous Hassans, right? But I think that after she shows everything, she has one ability. That's her ability. And I think that shit is gonna be super OP. just speculating. I could be wrong, but if I'm right, this girl is gonna be amazing. Cause I think she has one ability that's her ability, and that thing is gonna be crazy powerful. All right, so that was one ability right there. The thing so that she could see in the dark. Uh, oh, this thing has the thing, so I could just load all the images, and I can just scroll. Awesome, awesome. I didn't know that. Wow, I just what I didn't know that. That's awesome, dude. Okay, so that's one. Oh, this is way easier. I could just scroll. So she kicks. Uh, she's in the chandelier. Okay, and then we start. So then that's two. The whole hair thing. Let's count these off because I want to know exactly how many things she has up her sleeve, dude. Then the whole sound wave thing. That's three. Curse storm. That's four. And then she did something else. It's called cyber fantasy. And she's like, I don't know what that was, but it's like she just like freaking exploded. Like, what is that? Is that like some sort of like suicide bomb thing from a Hassan or something? Cause it like she said cyber fantasy, there's like this huge explosion. Like, what the hell was that? And then she just like came out of the smoke. So that's five. Her whole skin thing, that's six. And then against Richard, she used like I don't know if it was like a clone thing where she made multiple copies of herself. So that's six. So like we're halfway through this girl's we're halfway through this girl's bag. Like, oh my god, she's so good. She's so freaking good, dude. Like as a servant, if she actually complied, she'll be an amazing freaking servant, dude. So many skills. Right now, in the whole Fate verse thing, I have Archer Emiya as the most versatile servant. But this girl, she's I think she might take it from him actually. Because this is the thing. So the reason why I have Emiya as the most versatile servant is because he has a lot of different fighting styles, and then he can make whatever he wants or whatever he needs at the moment because he's encountered thousands of swords and noble phantasms. So he pretty much get has whatever you need at the moment. And he's also able to like switch from being a swordsman to an archer to some sort of like assassin style servant. Like he can go like sniper, like he can go like sniper mode, and like he has so many things going for him. But then this girl, and then his mind, he's like a really good strategist, but I think that's where he has her beat when it comes to versatility. It's like he's way more of a strategist. So I hope, like, dude, if this girl, like, cause she went in, she turned off the lights, like she would have gone in quietly, started picking off people one by one. Dun, 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 dun. She could have easily like destroyed this whole base, dude, for sure. Like if she just would have gone like pick these dudes off one at a time, like smartly, like she should. 'Cause she's a freaking assassin. She has no stealth, no freaking stealth at all. That's crazy. All right, so let's read some of these chats. Um, all right, the whole one servant class being strongest and one being weakest was always wrong to me. Um, it all depends on the servant, but basically it's like okay, savers, they're like they like her they're because remember this whole this whole servant body is it's like a special vessel that takes the form of a heroic spirit of the past. But this vessel is either one of the seven night classes. So basically, the saver class is more suited for close combat, and usually they have like high levels of strength, speed, and agility. Lancers, usually have a lot more agility. Archers are better at long range, but there's things that basically go into said class. Like usually basically the class affects your class skills, and usually those skills are suited for whatever you're good at. So basically, uh, somebody like an archer, right? They usually have independent action. Why? Because if you ever read anything of like real combat when it comes to snipers, like in the military or whatever, if you ever read any of that or watch any sniper series or whatever, or or even if you're in the military yourself, so usually snipers, right? Which is pretty much what an archer is supposed to be. So they usually like need to camp on days on end in a single place or moving from place to place just to get their target, right? So that's why a archer has independent action, because usually he has to go on his own and do his thing. So, but then these heroic spirits, they're also different, that they don't usually follow the pattern. But the fact that assassins are supposed to be weaker is a misconception. It just means they're supposed to be weaker when it comes to close combat. Like they have the least physical stats. So basically they're like their strength, endurance, and agility, they're super low. But then they compensate for that with having what was that thing called, presence concealment, being super stealthy, a bunch of abilities that suit that class. But it isn't always the case where the class that you expect to be the weakest is actually the weakest. Because for example, King Hassan, he's not weak by any means, you know? So it's just the way it's supposed to be, but it's not always correct. But it's basically their Saint Graft, or basically their vessel, is typically made weaker. For example, an assassin vessel is usually physically weaker than a saver vessel. But then when they actually put a heroic spirit into that vessel, their abilities kind of shift that original core that they have, and sometimes that core can become stronger or it can stay weaker. But usually, there's like that shift. I don't know if I'm explaining it correctly or if you can understand what I'm describing. But basically, imagine, okay, I'll put it like this. Imagine if you have an apple, right? You can cover that apple in chocolate. You can cover it in freaking candy, and it's gonna taste different each time. But in the core, it's still an apple. So that's basically what it is with the servants, right? Uh, let's say the vessels are different fruits, but the actual heroic spirit, they can make that fruit taste completely different than what it's supposed to, because their abilities just change the same graph that they're originally given. So that's pretty much. I think that was pretty clear. I think that was actually pretty clear. Hey guys, do me a favor, if you've been here for a while, hit the like button. I really appreciate it. It will help me out. So just go ahead, just tap that like, please. Do me that favor. Um, yeah. So I just went off on a tangent about explaining servants. The whole servant. Also, I don't think assassin is the weakest. Still have caster. Yeah, that's true. That's true. But caster's like a freaking complete outlier, because caster just usually like focus on making a huge fortress. Like they have that ability. Usually they have this terrain thing. I forgot the name exactly. Uh, Something terrain when it comes to their class skills. So yeah, so basically casters, they just like make a fortress and they make it as tough as possible. And then usually, so caster basically is the first servant that you need to take out, like ideally in a Grail War, because if you let them set up their workshop, like they're pretty much impossible to beat, or that's the way they should be, you know. Isn't there another Hassan? Well, wait. Isn't there another Hassan as well, serving as Faldia's servant? Wonder how will go when those two meet. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Because we did see the mask. We did see the mask. Ooh, you know what? How's this for a theory? What if that Hassan that Faldia summoned is the same Hassan that was in charge when she was being discriminated? And what if that Hassan actually wants the Grail? What I'm trying to say is, what if that Hassan has basically the opposite ideals that she does? It's gonna be curious to see how she reacts when her leader. By the way, this is all if I'm right that Hassan is the one that was in charge when she was alive. But like, I wonder how she will feel when she finds out that her leader actually wants the Grail and his ideals are completely different from hers. That's gonna be interesting. If I'm right about the Hassan that Faldia summoned. A lot of servants have plenty of versatility. For example, Queen Med, who can use the property of anyone. She's charmed. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Queen Med is versatile with all her no phantasms. Yes, but what I mean when, okay, because I always gotta explain this whenever I bring this up. What I mean when it comes to Emiya's versatility is not just the things that he can create. That's not it. Is that the way that he can approach a situation is, he can approach a certain situation in many different manners than a lot of other servants that I've seen. So for example, right? If Artoria sees a servant, she's almost immediately gonna go in and fight him at close combat. That's just who she is. That's just what she does. For example, Lancer, Kukulin, the same way. Like he's just gonna go in and he's gonna fight that person, right? Because that's just his personality. He's a knight. That's what he does. But then when it comes to Emiya, he has like, he can either go and snipe, he can go in or and fight in close, he can fight from a distance, he can go in pretty much silent killer and pretty much shoot you down from 4 kilometers away. Like, and then he has his mind. He can come up with complex strategies that, by the way, I haven't seen strategies like Emiya's from any other servant. At least, like, they haven't shown, they haven't gone deep. Because come on, Emiya actually had like 3 stories, that he was in. So we got to see a lot of him. But I haven't seen a servant who has come up with like, dude, this dude play like a triple a triple cross to kill Medea. Like he betrayed Rin to go with Medea, then betray Medea when he had the chance, then betrayed Rin again, all in the hopes that he can kill Shiro. Like, that's like a triple, quadruple cross. And that's the way he planned it from the beginning. Like, that's what I mean by versatility. Like, this man, he's not set to a unique, like, this is how I fight. He's not set in any way to that. Like, he can approach any situation in the best way he sees possible, and he's completely willing to change his style to best suit that situation. So that's what I mean by versatility. It's not just about the powers, but about how you approach, like, your mentality. That's what I mean when I say he's the most versatile servant. All right, next up. Sarah, can you look up Queen Mad writer? Yeah, I'll get to that. Not to mention, there is no limit to how many servants she can charm, so she can build up a huge arsenal of noble phantasms. Okay, now that's a mind-blowing theory. Dude, I'm telling you, like, dude, there's no reason why you will bring 2 Hassans, right? Two, if they don't know each other. Like, that I feel like that's a missed opportunity, right? Like, why bring 2 Hassans that just have never met? Why? Like, in a story, like, story-wise, that wouldn't make much sense. I feel like it would be a missed opportunity. So if I was writing this, I would love, because I think her whole character, because right now, remember, all these characters right now, they have no development. This is their base. So her issue is that she's too faithful, right? I think that's her issue. And eventually, as the story goes on, right, she's going to have to come to grips that her beliefs are not absolute. Or she can pretty much just, if she keeps going this way, she's definitely going to die, right? She just walked in, no plan, no nothing, right? And fought these guys. If Richard have gotten involved, I'm pretty damn sure she would have already been dead. With all these guys backing him up and then Richard also fighting, I'm absolutely sure. So she basically just went into this base with no plan, right? So I think her beliefs are too absolute. And through the course of the story, she's going to learn that her beliefs are not absolute, right? So as this story goes on, she's going to have to find somebody to challenge those beliefs, right? So I think the perfect person would be somebody that she considers her superior, right? So I wonder how she would feel if that superior has different beliefs than her, right? So I think that's how her development is going to go in terms of the story. But yeah, like, and I'm wondering, because remember, this guy, he changed. I don't know if you remember this, but she actually killed this guy. And then this guy, he changed, he sort of like jumped he jumped bodies. Oh my God, dude, don't tell me. I might have just spoiled myself. Because right now I'm reading Tsukihime as well, right? and they're looking for this guy named Roa. And this Roa dude can change bodies, but then this guy can also change bodies. Don't tell me this is Roa for that timeline. Hopefully not. I don't want to. Maybe I just spoiled myself for Tsukihime. That would be crazy. That would be freaking crazy if I just did that. Because we don't know his name yet. At least I don't think we do. I'm just a little jealous that the author is one of the few people who knows the true identity of all the 19 Hassan. You know what I find most surprising is that they have all these guys mapped out. That's what's more surprising to me, because usually, like, if I had, right, 19 dudes that I can use and call upon in whatever story I'm writing, right? I wouldn't have I wouldn't have them all set. I will create the dude that best suits my story, you know? But apparently they already have all of them mapped out and they know who they are and what they can do, which is freaking crazy. I wouldn't have done it that way. So, but at the same time they do have the versatility that they can just make up another servant. But the fact that they already created all 19 Hassans and they haven't appeared yet and they just have them in the bag and they already know their abilities and what they can do, that's pretty cool. I've always liked the Nasuverse because it's like the closest thing that we've get in Japanese media that resembles a Western comic book series, right? Where Nasu, like, he outsourced, there's other authors that help him out, you know. I wish more stories, more mangas would take that route. But usually Japanese authors, they're really picky when it comes to who they let touch their baby, pretty much their story. Who, like, for example, Oda would not just let anyone write One Piece for him, you know. He wouldn't do that. But I think because the Nasuverse, what we get is like infinite possibilities, infinite possibilities. And some story might be good, some stories could be bad. But the fact that we can keep getting more stories nonstop is amazing, dude. That's pretty freaking awesome. Uh, Nasu is a real mad lad, making Hassan's true ancestors like it's nothing. Dude, for real, like, this man has his creativity is second to none, dude. Like, honestly, I feel that not enough people are into Fate, right? And I think the reason that is because most of his stuff, like, remember, most Fate uh uh most Fate stories are like games, you know? They're like video games or mobile games or games. Like, all the stories are games. I feel if they more made more of an effort into making animes, you know, like consistent animes, you know, season through season through season through season, this the Fate franchise will be way more popular because this franchise is freaking amazing, dude. Like, I don't know if any of you guys, probably Jay knows this, and some of you guys that have been with the channel from the beginning. But this channel was not supposed to be about Fate. This was just gonna be a regular all anime channel, and it's like I found Fate, and it just took over the whole freaking channel. Like, it's freaking crazy the way that Fate took over my channel. But yeah, I think this franchise is amazing, and if their marketing was a little bit better, and their stories when it comes to the animes were a little bit more concise, because they keep jumping all over the place. Like, they keep jumping, 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 and then the fan doesn't have a chance to, like, you know, commit. Like, I feel, for example, the whole visual novel when it comes to the Fate Stay Night, the Fate Unlimited, the Fate Stay Night route, the Unlimited Blade Works route, the Heaven Sphere route. like they did well with Unlimited Blade Works because it's a 24, I think 24 episode series, and they did well with Babylonia because again, it's a 24 episode series. I think that's the way to go. Dude, storylines in video games are way too long to cram into a movie or an OVA or a special. So you definitely need seasons, like complete seasons. And if they just focused on that, because they have amazing stories, like for example, if they just animated, they did First Order. If they just animated all the singularities in order, that you have a bunch of more fans that they don't have time to play the game, but they can watch the anime, and the fandom will have way more fans than it does. But that's just my opinion. Like they need to focus on their marketing and to think like not everybody has time to play long ass video games. Honestly, that is the truth. But they have the ability here to not just make games, but also outsource and make animes and really focus on them and making them well. And if they can do that, this whole Fate thing, it's gonna blow up for sure, for damn sure, because this is good. The Natsu version is good, like really good. Like they need to like get consistent, animate the stories, make them good, stay with one studio if you can, you know. Stay with one animation studio and just animate them well, and just keep doing that. And eventually this thing is going to grow to high heavens, because right now the only people that are actually fans of the series are like longtime fans. Longtime fans from back in the when the visuals novels first came out. I rarely see like a brand new Fate fan, like a brand new one, like okay, I just got into Fate, I'm brand new. Like normally the people that I meet are super OG fans from way back when. Again, guys, sorry, do me a favor, like the stream, please do that. It will help me out a lot. You've been here for like an hour now. Like the stream. It was a good chapter. So yeah, as I was saying, like you have these stories, right? And I rarely meet any new fans of the series. And the rare people that I see that are new fans, they're like, "Oh yeah, I saw Fate Zero. That was awesome. That was amazing." And then I saw Unlimited Blade Works. I didn't like Apocrypha that much. You know, like usually I couldn't understand Fate Extra, you know, but like those are the type of new fans. Usually fans come in through the animes. Fate Zero was good. Unlimited Blade Works was good. Babylonia was good. Focus on that. Get a studio. Stay with that studio. And make these animes. Make them well. Make them entertaining. And this franchise is gonna freaking blow up for damn sure. For damn sure. It could be way bigger than it is now. Like, dude, I looked through the YouTubers, right, that have Fate content, and most of them don't go past like 30K subscribers. And it's like, okay, why is that? And I'm telling you, there's dudes out there that make really good Fate content, like really good. But they only have like the highest I've seen, I think, is 40K. If there's anyone that has more than that, that only makes Fate content, let me know, because I haven't found them. But these guys, dude, they should have like 100,000, 300,000 subscribers. Like, like I see the One Piece dudes, the One Piece YouTubers. Like I see the One Piece YouTubers, the Naruto YouTubers, you know? Because this story is definitely that good. It's that good. Where it should have a fandom that where a good creator could honestly get to like 100K subscribers with no issue. But the best Fate creators out there that I've seen only have like 30K subs. So at some point in the future, Right now I'm not too crazy about it because I'm just doing what I like. But at some point in the future, if Fate doesn't pick up, I'm gonna have to either like cover other animes on the channel, which I don't want to do because the Nasuverse is huge. It's huge. But I am trying to create something here. Dude, what the hell? But I am trying to create something here, and if there's a cap, um, it's gonna be hard for my channel to grow into what I want it to be in the future. So I'm gonna have no choice but to cover other anime on the channel, which I do not want to do. But we got a few years down the line for that. Hopefully, like they focus, they get their stuff together, and they make this thing work. Because the stories are there, they're great, they're amazing. So, yeah, that's pretty much it for this stream, guys. Let me read these real quick. Yo, every time I read one of these chats, dude, I go on a freaking tangent. That's crazy. Oh yeah, that's right, the med thing. Give me 1 second. I read a comment from anyone saying how much they struggle with making 103 OCs, that they are overwhelmed with Nasu making 20 plus of them while making sure they are consistently the strongest. Dude, dude, this dude has limitless imagination. The amount of characters, dude, that are in the story are incredible. I mean, he does take like a lot of inspiration from history, but dude, he makes some amazing characters, and his imagination, like, I think it's a smart move what he does, where he thinks of the story and he maps it out, but then he gets help. It's not like, I think that's what allows his creative spirit flow, is that he doesn't overwhelm himself with work. You know, he comes up with a story. He writes it down, but he has no problem letting someone else do the artwork, letting someone else do the story, letting someone else, do the hard work. Because, and just let his creative spirits flow. I feel like that's where a lot of mangaka, they go wrong. It's like they overwhelm themselves too much. They don't want anybody to touch the art. They don't want anybody to touch the script. They don't want anybody to touch the story at all. And then they freaking get overwhelmed because they have release dates and stuff, and it's rough, man. It's rough. It's like me, a YouTuber. Like, I don't want, like, right now I'm doing everything myself, right? I do the recording, I do the editing, I do every process of the video. I do it myself, right? At some point in the future, if my channel grows to what I expect it to grow, right? If I want to keep putting out content and putting out content frequently, hopefully become a full-time content creator, I'm going to have to at some point be like, oh, hey, I need a video editor. Let's let this guy edit one of my videos. Let me see how it goes. If he does a good job, I'll keep using him. But I cannot overwhelm myself and do everything on my own, because then I won't be able to put out the content that I want to put out and the energy that I want to have while recording set content. It's the same thing that happens with mangaka, where it's like, the longer the story goes, the worse the ending becomes, because if through the course of having set pace, where it's like, okay, I have to meet a deadline, and I'm not letting anybody help me out, it's like, it's overwhelming. So I love the way that Nasu does his thing, where it's like, okay, I got this idea about this story. Let me write it down. Let me sketch it on paper. Okay, I got this thing. Okay, you can do the art for it. You can do the script for it. You can do this for it. But I already had this outline, and I came up with it. And I came up with this character. And like, with that much freedom, he can pretty much wake up and create a new character every single day. I might be stretching that a bit, but you know what I'm saying, right? He gives himself a lot more freedom. Fun fact: Maruyama, the author of Overlord, stopped writing for a while because he felt overwhelmed with Nasu's writing. I'm telling you, dude. I'm telling you. Yes, yes. You will get overwhelmed for sure. For damn sure. All right, let me look up Mel. Let me look this character up. Hold up 1 second. Oh, let me create a new. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do that next time. But for right now, yeah, I do need that. Hold on 1 second, guys. Display capture. Existing 3. Not existing. Nope, wrong one. All right, so let me create this because I didn't. It's been a while since I did this. So if you see, I recently changed my content style. So I haven't created everything that I need yet. Nope, that's not the one. Mm. All right, let me do this. Video capture, add existing. All right, boom, we got that. And then we're gonna create a new display. And boom. Well, no, actually, let me create a new one. Boom. And let me make that 3. Yep. Boom. Let me make it smaller. Boom. All right, so let me just do this real quick. I'm gonna make it look way better, but I just want you guys to see exactly what I'm seeing when I look up this servant. Yeah, let's do that for now. Let's do that for now. All right. All right, so you said Mel. What class, writer? Mad FGO. Ooh, to type moon. Boop. Okay, let's see what we got here. Yeah, I've seen her around, never used her or got around to knowing any of her skills. You know what happened to Nasu? You know what happens when Nasu is off the leash? You get a story that is like 5 volumes thick, Lost Belt, and keep in mind that during this time he was dealing with the Tsukihime remake. Yeah, but that's the thing. Like this man really goes and he gets help. He has no problem delegating, and this is something that I learned in one of my previous jobs where I was general manager. Was like, dude, you cannot do everything yourself. Everything yourself. That's not how it works. You become way more productive when you delegate tasks that you don't necessarily have to do yourself. All right, so parameters we got. Let me make this bigger. All right, so E strengths, E endurance. Goddamn, she's horrible at freaking close combat. What class is she? A writer. Yeah, she's horrible at close combat. I would think she would have a higher agility for a rider. Well, not really. It depends on it all depends on her cherry. So this is a thing about riders, right? Usually they have really weak stats. Usually, not always, usually. but then they make up with it with crazy abilities like noble phantasms and stuff, and class skills and all that good stuff. Riding, magic resistance, golden rule. That's good. That's a good one to have. So she has no problem gaining wealth, charisma, a dope, alluring, epiphany. Oh, let me see. What's that alluring of? I think that's the thing she uses to charm servants, right? Uh, mm, it's a skill possessed by those who have natural constitution, having beautiful voice. Also, the declaration of exercising power by royalty. It works factionation, magecraft like towards females, but evasion possible with magic resistance. All right, so yeah, so this is like pretty much the Armut's charm spell for like, but like for a female. Queen's discipline, run maid, queen bot. Uh, what is Queen's discipline? I've read that before, but I don't remember. It doesn't say. I guess she's just pretty freaking disciplined. Oh man. Oops. Uh, Queen's discipline. My red maid. Oh, this is actually a noble phantasm. I want. They put it in. They probably put it in personal skills by mistake. My dear honey, wine. Uh, is Med's noble phantasm where she brings a torrent of golden liquor honey infused with her legend charm, presenting it with a smile while saying, "Please drink." Whether they are hostile or not, man will somehow take that drink. As soon as a man swallows into his mouth, the man is as good as hers. It compares with wine. Okay, okay. So this is the. But okay, but then they did say, well, she has this right, and then she has another the that other thing that other ability that makes her charm people easier. But that thing is, you know, um, can be countered with magic resistance, which a lot of classes have. But then this is a lot more powerful. In the Fake Grand Order interlude, my dear Mad recreates her Mad to the best of her abilities by procuring ingredients from other Chaldeans. Oh wait, so she has to make it. Oh, that's better. That's better because if she's summoning a timeline where she can't get, or maybe she's in a tough spot where she can't get what she needs, she may not be able to create this. All right, so let me see. Goddamn, being made by either she is unable to truly acquire her blood, but is able to use the equivalent to make what she names dazzling maid to distinguish as a variant of her noble phantasm lacking strength of a true name. Okay. Oh, that's actually pretty cool. It manifests as a B rank skill, allowing a upgrade to the skill alluring. Hopefully that's the skill that allows her to charm and keeping its original name. That's not bad. But the whole thing about her needing to charm her servants, that like that's freaking hilarious. But by the way, I don't think that would work on most berserkers. If I'm being yeah, I think she will have a hard time. Like I haven't gotten to all her noble phantasms yet, but Queen's body, that probably just means like she's pretty, whatever. Uh, like so basically, she has Queen's discipline, which creates a good attitude for her. Queen's body, which means that she's probably just like what it means is that she's beautiful. And then she has this charming spell thing, and then she also has a noble phantasm that charms. So she's all about charm, charm, charm. And this is why she's probably a writer, my chariot of love, an anti-army noble phantasm. Let me see the animation. My chariot of love is a noble phantasm. Damn, that does not look like a chariot of love. God damn. Uh, a charging attack in a chariot that matches powers as a queen gives given form and area of a fed attack. This chariot represents the royal authority of a lord, the iron that tortures people, and her fear that makes them shake. It uses two balls to put. Does it have any effects though? It uses two balls of the to pull it. These balls are capable of flight. Okay, it's been readjusted from being an anti-army noble phantasm becoming a. Oh, it's an anti-unit now. Okay, it's a especially effective against males, and it's difficult for any man to deflect mate as she charges at them. No male who has been captured by Mess Chariot can escape it. The inside is a reality marvel unless. Oh, that's actually pretty interesting. Okay, so when she charges, she actually puts them into said chariot. I got it. I got it. I got it. Okay, that's not bad. That's actually pretty good. Dude, what happens inside said chariot is not channel suitable. Definitely rated R. Whatever happens inside that said chariot is definitely rated R. My red May, that's the one that we read. Um Dude, so basically like all her noble phantasms, everything she has are basically like charming, 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 charming. I mean, damn. It's a freaking type moon. This is the epitome of a type moon servant. The epitome of a type moon servant for damn sure. God damn. Ugh, this is crazy. She also is confirmed to be Nasu's favorite servant. Dude, this is right up Nasu's alley, bro. Like, this is the go to type moon servant. Basically, she has an ability to charm people to become her property. Then another ability that lets her use their abilities and noble phantasms because they're all. So basically, she's capable of pretty much charming any male. She has a hard time against females, but then I think she's a way to like she's good. Don't get me wrong, she's definitely good, but she's gonna have a hard time against females and berserkers, and it doesn't look like she's any good at combat. All right, someone said to read the last. Warrior said to read the last two noble phantasms. Let me see. Uh, Concubar, my love. I'm not sure. Uh, is one of my noble phantasm where she temporarily borrows the abilities of future vision possessed by Ulster's king Concubar, who was a husband of Mel's for a while. Temporarily borrows the ability of future vision. Possess. What is future what does future vision do? I don't want to go look that up. But does that mean that she can see the future? Fargus, my love. Wow. Okay. Why am I why did I jump to Kalarabog? What does okay, what okay, so this jumped me to Kalarabog. Let me know what does that have to do with her? Like can she use Kalarabog? Or can she summon Fargus? What is this? Because as soon as I click that noble phantasm, it just jumps to Fargus. Not gonna lie, dude. Like she's a pretty fun servant. She's pretty freaking fun. And by the way, uh, I feel bad for the male master that summons her because like they're gonna have a super hard time, dude. Like this girl is completely gonna freaking call the shots on everything. The master is pretty much gonna become her, pretty much her lapdog. That's pretty much what it's gonna be. But she's like the the epitome of a type mode servant, dude. Just freaking Nasu, dude. Oh my god. Oh, dude, she's freaking hilarious. Her abilities and everything. Oh, that's crazy. Ooh, I would love to see what happens inside said chariot. God damn. Yeah, she can see the future because there is an ability of her husband's that her husband's possess, and remember, their thing becomes hers as well. Yeah. That makes sense. All right, all right. A lot of artwork for this girl. Oh, she has a swimsuit model. I know guys enjoy that for that. I'm sure. Yeah, she's fun, dude. She's a freaking fun servant. Not good at close combat though, but seeing the future does help her. It's like she has to. I mean, she has the ability, where she can either. And this is where she becomes super versatile. It's like she has the ability where she can either seduce the servant, or if the servant is a female but the master is a male, she can seduce the master and force set master to probably make his servant commit suicide. Maybe that's a possibility. So she's versatile when it comes to that for sure. And then the fact that she can borrow noble phantasms are it's pretty cool. But I would have a hard time. I think she's gonna have a hard time um using all set noble phantasms because like her mana's not that much. Um, for example, can she would she be able to, let's say she borrows Excalibur? Would she be able to use Excalibur at full power? Because I don't think she has the stats for it. All right, you said to go to the bottom. Oh, here it is. Fargus, my love. Okay. One of Man Noble Phantasm where she temporarily summons the magic sword of Kalada Bog. The Noble Phantasm of Fargus with the lovely swing. She releases the sword of a rainbow like light. The light heaven and Earth Sky Gray rotation. As a range attack, is an anti-army, A plus Noble Phantasm. That's not bad. At least combat wise, she has Colada. She's surprisingly well rounded because she has a lot of things that cover up the weaknesses that she has on the surface. So she's actually pretty good. All right, guys, this was fun. This was fun, but I gotta go to bed. Been here for an hour and a half. Thank you so much, guys. Mad Dog, thanks for joining, man. J Warrior, thank you, man. Appreciate it. Thank you guys for joining. This was a fun stream, fun chapter. Really appreciate it. Catch you guys in the next one. Hope you have a good night.